Am I the a-hole? So this is the video that I held off showing last night because I wanted Theus to be on here because I guarantee you his take on this is going to be fantastic. I already had my take on it, and it's the first time I was listening to it, I was, you brother, I done burned out on that now. The year is almost over. I can't bring myself to, manufacture a F anymore. I'd rather just be done with you and move on about my business. The title of it is Girlfriend Will Not Tip.
Please keep in mind that this is a story from the United States where tipping culture is still prevalent. Okay, so this is going to sound petty. I promise you it isn't to me. We've been dating for almost 2 years, and in almost every way, she is the one for me. I want to get married to her. However, I realize this sounds so petty, but for some reason this bothers me so much more than it should. She has the absolute worst restaurant etiquette. 1, she barely tips. We both have good jobs. Money is not a problem for her or I. We kind of take turns paying when eating out. I normally tip 20%, maybe a little more or less, depending on the situation. Over the weekend, she tipped $3 on a $46 bill. Sometimes I've tried to leave cash on the table, but she gets upset, takes it, hands it back to me. We've only had a few fights, and almost every one of them have started like this. She is absolutely convinced that throwing a few dollars is more than enough. She gets all of this from her family. Her parents took us out last Christmas to a very expensive steakhouse. Her dad made an absolute scene and production of tipping $20 on a $500 plus bill because it's the holidays. Okay, so he tipped $20 on a $500 bill and said he was doing it because it was the holidays. 2, she sends almost every dish back. Something is always wrong with whatever she ordered. The hamburger is not done enough or done too much. There's dirt in the lettuce and her salad. The pasta isn't cooked enough. You get the idea. Every time. 3, she expects the waitstaff to be paying attention to her needs instantaneously and doesn't tip to compensate for that extra attention. She's not necessarily verbally abusive towards them, but she keeps making demands. Water or iced tea needs to be constantly refilled. We need more napkins. This fork is dirty, etc. If she's expecting or asking for something and that person isn't right there, she'll start asking me loudly where they are to get some attention. 4, she argues over the bill every time, demanding to speak with the manager to have something taken off or reduced because she wasn't satisfied. It doesn't matter if it's Applebee's or the Capitol Grill. Never pay the full amount. I am 100% sure that this all comes from how her parents act at restaurants. I've seen them do this every time that we've eaten out together. It isn't a money thing either. They're not struggling. It is to the point that I don't like going out to eat because what I know is about to happen. She is completely aware of how tipping is supposed to work, but insists that it is optional and to stop throwing money away. There's no other situations where she has this antisocial behavior except at a restaurant. I cannot get my mind around it. Everywhere else she is kind, reasonable, sweet, but as soon as she's in a restaurant, she turns into this. How the hell do I convince her that this type of behavior needs to change and is really bothersome and antisocial? I've tried explaining time and time again, and it goes in one ear and out the other.
I don't even know what that look is, Anna.
No, I'd say.
I'm talking about Anna has this look on her face like I don't know what that is.
That's my WTF.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. This is one of those times where people are stuck on the principle. She doesn't feel that tipping is right, and that now here I'm going to project onto her where she feels that if you're going to be in business, you should pay your people to do their job, and then it's completely up to me if I'm going to tip beyond that. I've heard that before, but that's only justifiable if the rest of your behavior isn't abhorrent. So people like to state the principle and then hide behind said principle to do really dark and just mean things. I'm not going to take all that on because personally, I feel a person who's like her is just beneath my attention. And I know people, but you shouldn't look at it. Well, fuck that. But to him, you can't raise a grown person. And so if this is who she is, I mean, did he say this is his wife? I think he said it's his wife. I don't remember.
Girlfriend or wife? I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think wife. I think.
It was a girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
Okay, so this isn't that hard. It'd be harder if it was your wife, but still be the exact same thing to me. Look, the way you are when we go out to eat, I don't like it. It doesn't work for me. It makes me really uncomfortable. I'm not going out to eat with you. We're done. And she can throw her fit and do all of that, but ball's in your court. Either you're gonna break up with me because now I'm not going nowhere with you. You're ashamed of me. Yes, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of your behavior. I very much am. I can't do that. That's not how I was raised. It may be how you were raised. It's not how I was raised. We might do great on so many other levels, but you're showing me how you view people whose job it is to take care of you. And so, no, I'm not gonna go out to eat with you. We can eat in, whatever, but I'm not going out. So we would have a perfectly normal life every day of the week until that one day where it's like, hey, we should go. No, I'm not going. You and your parents have a good time. I'm not going. And that's just be what it was.
Would you forsake restaurants like for the rest of the time? Would you just go by yourself if you wanted to? I'm curious.
I don't know how I really would follow the full question because I still can go out to eat. I just can't go out with her. And we can go places that don't involve tipping. Right? If we're going to go to Chipotle and she's going to be like, I'm not going to tip. Okay. Mm-hmm. But the real issue for me with her is not even the tipping. The tipping is like I said, you can have a principled opinion on tipping because personally I feel like it's wrong the way American tip culture is. It's just a way for companies to be in business that really shouldn't be in business. Because if you can't afford to pay for your staff, you don't need to be in business. But it's the other stuff. How she treats people.
Yes.
And that I couldn't get past that. So we would either be like, I mean, knowing me, we probably just go ahead and break up and you go your way and I'll go mine. I mean, let's be real. If it's my wife, I don't know how we got to this point.
Yeah, we wouldn't.
But a girlfriend, yeah, me, I'd break up with her and move on. There's more of them out there. We'll get another one.